Hey, everybody. How you doing? How's that for good timing? Man, what a surprise. I'm sitting here and I'm watching the number of people that are tuning in, and I'm saying, I got 1, 2, why don't I just call the whole thing off? And then who pops up in my green room? But I don't know how else to introduce him except to say,
crikey.
Good morning. How are you, mate? I'm just getting the act together now.
hey, man, what a surprise.
Starts, eh? G'day.
What a surprise to see you this morning.
Excuse me, just sorting myself out here. Yeah, well, like I promised, man. I got up early this morning. I've actually fell asleep on the couch after dinner last night. I don't need those on. And where are we now? I'm just having a bit of a look at my camera system. What's going on there?
You're sitting in the dark, it looks like.
I am. I've got a mega light. I can bang that on in a minute if I need to. So and like my head's behind the thing there. I'm just making sure I've got no echoes. I'm hearing echo, but I've got nothing else on.
No, I think it's not bad. It's
it's all good at your end?
Yeah, it sounds like a little room ambiance, but other than that,
all good.
Not too bad. Let's say hi to Paul. Phantom Hodges drone has joined us. How you doing? And Mad Kiwi, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you.
Good on him.
Yeah.
Let me see now. I'm just sort of seeing what you're seeing. That's all. That's what I'm working out here, and I can put the bigger light on. I'm just trying to work it out. Hang on a sec. Carry on there, please. Carry on.
Oh, okay.
I'm sort of working out what I wanted to share as a guest for you and as what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sure. My show is your show, Spike. Anytime, anytime. And I don't even know how after that 8-hour plus marathon you did the other day.
Well, that's right. That was recently, and I guess that's what happened was I just got mad actually there, like crazy in myself. And I've just sort of, as I said, I had tea, fell asleep on the couch, and I got back up again. I've got other things I need to do, and I'll be doing that after this morning. But as I was sitting here and I was sort of going through a couple of things, I got a really nice email from Jim, the graphic, Mr. Graphic, and that was really, really nice to wake up to. And then I thought, I had my alarm set yesterday. Also, I set my alarm. I've got a weekly alarm for your show, and I've had it off for a while, but I put it on this morning. So anyway, I'm sitting in here in the shed having a cuppa, and I was going through that email and replying to that email. And then I was looking for your email. And I thought, oh, hang on. And I didn't realize that I've given you my private email, but that's cool because you're family. And I'm sure you'll respect the email that I've given you. Because everything else is normally Gmail. So I was looking in there. Oh, he hasn't sent you haven't sent your email out yet. Oh, I'll check my other emails, and lo and behold, there it is. So I thought,
I didn't realize that. I'll use the Gmail. I'll use your Gmail. If you'd rather.
No, it's okay, man. No. This is a good one because I always check this one more so than the Gmail. Although these days they're becoming pretty equal as far as the content that comes into me, equal value of me needing my attention, so to speak, these days.
Okay.
So it's going really well. The quickening, in my world, is what I'm going to call it. The quickening is starting to pick up a little bit, Mitch, and things are good. Things are good. Time management is very, very important. And I'm loving what's going on. Literally, I'm loving what's going on. But it was like I watched back my little 8-hour episode, and I thought, I just want to give myself a good kick up the ass or a slap across the face because I'm sitting there like this man with my. I don't know if you noticed. I'm like, And I slowly move forward. So I said, and I remember leaning on the thing. And then I come back to, because I'm drifting in and out. You see, that's the story. I'm drifting in and out of consciousness.
That's right. Well, I was
And
watching that spike, and it
yeah,
was
right.
it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon here, and it didn't dawn on me. And I'm saying to myself, "Wait a minute, it's 3 o'clock," and it was 3:45 in the afternoon. I said, "It's 3:45 in the morning over there. What the hell?"
Yeah.
How
I just
you
went all
doing?
night. I went all night. I sort of started on Facebook and did a couple of hours there because I was celebrating reaching the 1500th member.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Congratulations!
yeah,
Hey,
not bad for 6 weeks, hey.
no,
And yeah, it's a community of bikers, you see, bikers and trikers, and that's where the it's specific, and it's just really it's quite vibrant and alive. I have two moderators helping me approve things because it's not just a free for all, that one, and that's what's going on there. So I basically sort of got on there and I was all kitted up, had the fire going, and it was sort of reached midnight, whatever, 1 o'clock, I can't remember. I thought, I'll just jump over to YouTube, and of course, this being the live situation, which is a little bit different to what I normally do on the weekly thing, and like what we're sharing now. And it's more about like it was sort of a bit of a podcasty type thing with me playing my music more so than anything, not having guests, of course, addressing the chat and talking about that and sharing that. But yeah, it was, and I guess my regular audience, or the weekly one that we normally do, that's growing slowly, being it that it is a free for all, that one, and a great little sort of, we have vibrant, as you know, conversations on a weekly basis now with that one, which is really cool. I guess that is a good indicator of what consistency does, doesn't it? Isn't it? How something
oh
goes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I think that it's important.
I'm just rolling a smoke if I'm looking
Oh,
down.
be my guest. I was out smoking a little cigar before this, and I got about halfway through a huge cigar, and I'm saving the rest for after this, and for it's like a regular ritual on Thursday where I do this, and then I go out and watch Ken Herron on afterwards.
Okay. Yes.
Let me take a second and say hi to everybody that's here in the chat. And Rick Halber says hi to you.
Yeah,
And
Rick.
Rad Girl is here. It says hello, Mitch and Spike. Hello, Rad Girl. And Brent Nunley is in here. Papa Joe W. How you doing? Arctic Drone. Hey, hello, Arctic Drone. You don't have a blue wrench, so this is probably your first time. So let me go ahead first off before I answer your question and give you as Spike would say, a blue super cape.
That's it, man.
There you go. And Arctic Drone asked me, how'd your Tyro 99 fly? It flew good. I only really flew it once because I got so many different projects going on. I got it here. And he asked me, here it is right here. He asked me what antenna, what receiver I put in it. And I want to answer him right now. I'm using the Free Sky R9, the long range system, 900 megahertz system. And I use the R9 mini receiver, and you can see right up on the top there, the antenna. There it is. The antenna is a T-shaped antenna, just kind of sticks up the top and goes all the way across. And I because it's a little flimsy, I went and put some pretty heavy duty heat shrink around it. It made it pretty stiff so it won't get sucked down to the props. But it's not a bad flying drone. I've just been going off in so many different directions these days, and the weather has been not conducive to flying. I haven't had a chance to fly, but I'm looking forward to flying it more. So there we go.
I'm curious, Mitch. I don't want to jump in.
No, jump right in.
Yeah, cool. It's drone related, so it's important. Yeah, because as I sit here, man, to support you in today's little stream and also say g'day to the world, I haven't got YouTube open. I'm not looking at any chat. I don't know who's who and what's going on. I'm just sitting here, having my cuppa, and I'm trying to roll this damn cigarette, and I'm getting there. But when it comes to droning, what I was thinking of was how you've explained that you're isolated where you are, but you can't really share it with buddies other than through the platform of creating videos and getting feedback that way. Is where old Mars, my mate Mars, and as you know, and where he's also in the suburbs and has to travel a way to get to good air and whatnot to be able to fly. You may have more closer areas like you have that you go and fly outside, but the little whoops and doing that inside or under around car parks and those sorts of things is an area that I haven't seen my mate Mitch make a video of or do or whatever. Just a thought.
I don't really have that kind of car park or anything anywhere where I think I could probably fly without getting
I'm just trying to think
thrown out. But I do fly my little whoops around inside the house.
Yeah. It's not the same though. It's not the same, is it?
No,
like if you got a bit of distance and that. So when you're saying you haven't got a car park, because I mean, when this might not necessarily need to be a car park, but an area where you can fly the smaller ones, still have a fly that is not conducive to weather.
Yeah, not really. Not close to me. I'm pretty well stuck with the weather, and since we've been having the hurricanes coming, and then
like a community hall or a stadium of that sort. I mean, what about that big stadium that you when you first burst into the YouTube?
That was a special deal that I got special permission for that.
I'm sure that you could do the same with possibly a indoor open space. Like I'm thinking of a basketball stadium or something like that. When there's no one, nothing much to do other than
good idea. It's a good idea, Spike, and I will. I'll look around for it. I do have my model airplane flying field, which gives me a big, wide open, boring place, and of course my FPV skills are getting there, but I'm still in the slightly nervous phase of this thing.
Yeah.
Hey, Jack Sparky, Fran, how you doing?
Hey, Jack, how are you, mate?
Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Mr. Fran. Hey.
Yeah, I did. I've got this new DJI FPV adventure going on.
Yeah, how's that happening, Mitch?
Well, it's happening great, except that I think the goggles they sent me had a problem, so I've had to send it all back. And so I'm sitting here. I actually managed to get one flight, Spike.
Yes.
One flight this week, and before I took it out and send it all back to get it replaced. I don't know if anybody remembers when I did the live stream build, when I got the thing, I was trying to link them up, and there's a couple of things the goggle's supposed to beep when you hit the link button, and it didn't. It
wasn't doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, it wasn't doing that. And when I tried to use the AV in I tried to take the output of a regular analog receiver. I figured I could use them that way. All I got was a blue screen on that. So I said, well, I'm not going to trust these things, and arranged to send them back. But now I got to wait till the post goes this way and that way. And so I took it out, and I'm going to be flying my analog probably for the next couple of weeks till that gets old. You know what it's like to send in returns, don't you?
Oh man, I'm still at the moment like it arrived at the destination on Tuesday, and I've received a confirmation email that they've received it, but nothing much more since.
Yeah,
so that's one of the things I'm following up a bit later today. And it is. It's a bug because inconvenience. You spent your money. You waited for the thing to turn up in the first place, and I guess it's just one of those things, isn't it? You'd like to get some sort of compensation. That would be really nice too, wouldn't it? Like,
I'd be happy just to get the thing right. I don't expect compensation from them. I mean,
especially being a creator like you are, and putting it out there in the world of media, so to speak. that you think that you're not just like a hobbyist that's not is just keeping to yourself and sharing with your friends. You're actually putting it out there. So they, as a company, would like to be represented in as best light. Here they are not, because you've got a dummy sort of unit that's not doing what it's supposed to do, and that's not really good, especially in its early days. Although I am so envious of you, and I really love to put my eyes where your eyes are about to go.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll show you the goggle recording.
Okay.
From the actual goggle recording of the first flight, and 20-mile-an-hour wind. And this is the 7-inch quad. But let me go ahead and hold on. Let me get things set up here a little bit and get the how it's going to figure out which buttons to push. So we're going to go to this screen here, and I'm going to go ahead and put you off to the side a little bit, like that.
Yeah.
And we're going to go ahead and play it here. And this was my that 7-inch GEP RC that I built on the live stream. I see Scully's watching. Yeah. And this is actually let me get myself out of the picture so that you can see all the goodness. This is, you can see the drone's bouncing around a little bit because of the wind, I think. But this is the first goggle flight that I put on this drone, and it's the first time I flew it, so I really wasn't used to the throttle or how it reacted, how fast it rolled or anything. So the flying sucked, I have to admit. But I did get a chance to, now I don't know if you can see, the wind is pushing me to the right, so I have to keep crabbing to the left. The wind is coming right from where it's pointing now, due north.
Right.
And so and the runway is east and west. So whenever I was flying up and down the runway, the 20-mile-an-hour wind was always pushing me over to the right of the screen there.
Right.
And there was times I felt like
must have been quite heavy winds, being the fact that you got your 7-inch, because that's a beefy sort of motored.
Yeah, but it's still going to move with the wind. It's going to move sideways. But
gorgeous picture, Mitch.
Look at that, and that's not the DVR on the drone. I have that video as well, but it looks just like this one. That's a 720p, 60 frame a second recording from the goggles. This is what I was seeing
from the goggles.
This is what I was seeing in my goggles. And I mean, it is breathtaking. It's breathtaking,
isn't it? I mean, you're in the location you're in, which of course is all practice.
Yeah.
And it's not you don't see there. It doesn't matter. You don't necessarily have to fly close to that tree or fly close to that building or whatever. In the open paddocks like you are, and like, yeah, like we're all sitting here watching that and the quality of it, but to actually be fully immersed, have that actually on your face, I guess. The next best thing for me to do would be to get a box, go and put my head against the screen, and just go like that, and then that would be the same, wouldn't it? Is what you're doing, what you're experiencing. Whoa, I mean, do you sit down when you do this? Because I think
I'm sitting. If you look right there, you'll see where I'm sitting. I'm sitting out by the first one of those flight stands. Okay. You'll see when I actually come in for a landing here where I was sitting, but I was out there all by myself. This was in the afternoon. Nobody else was out there.
Do you feel like your spirit lifted, man, or something? I can see you there. I can see you sitting on the chair.
Yeah, sitting right there on the chair.
Yeah, man. Do you feel like, elated? Like I don't know. That's what I would feel like, elated by the experience.
Well, combination of that and a little bit nervous because of the wind and because of this was really the first goggle flight that I made with this particular drone, and the drone is not set up right. It's not tuned right. I didn't. Right. The idle was way too high. The throttle was way too sensitive at the low end. Yeah, and you'll notice in landing, I bounced a couple of times. There I am in the chair. See,
see, and I guess that when I watch FPV, when I watch it, and I mean that's I guess Oh golly gosh, from a camera person's perspective, looking at gosh, hang on. From a viewer's perspective, not an operator's perspective, and you do see the little flying a bit closer here, or through a gate, or whatever, and it being a little steady rather than the flippy and the whoa and all the rest of it. I guess we call for certain operators, and that's a cool thing, and I appreciate and respect that, because the skill level required to fly like that in the first place. But the a bit more steady, which gives you that sort of what they call, I guess, fixed wing mode in Mavic world, and having that sort of leaning and whatnot, and then the tilting and up and down, around loop de loops. Gosh. I want to get to the end of my story. I'm asking the question I'm asking, or even the topic I'm sharing. There really is a sort of, like, to me, it's like it's a bit of a great divide between those that haven't personally experienced it and those that just watch it from a
I
viewer's.
agree.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. You can watch it all day long, but when you're flying it, anybody will tell you it's different. And when you're flying it and looking at it in that high definition, it's all the difference in the world. And now that I've got one of those flights under my belt, now I have to go back and fly the old analog stuff.
Yeah,
that's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, you still get the same experience, but
it's the standard, isn't it? Until prior to this coming along, so it is what it is. But through you, Mitch, and all of us that are perhaps here today and will come in the future and also watch the reposting of this video or your live stream, we're living it through you, brother, and others, but a lot through you. I don't think you realize that, and we love you for it. We love you for it, Mitch.
Oh, thank you, Spike. Thank you. Yeah, it's fun, and this was the drone that I flew.
Yeah.
And it's a big drone.
It's lovely, man. It's sort of the thing that I'd like to, rather than the little whoopee things and whatnot, something of that nature that you could go out into a big field, which is, as you know, where I live.
There's no camera in it now, if you can see. Just the connector that goes into the DJI the DJI box, which was.
Did you build that specifically, Mitch, for this DJI setup?
No, originally I built it for the that twin lens Tarsier camera that had the 4K.
Right.
It's a little camera with two different cameras, one for FPV and one HD in it. But
and it's not until you land and you take that card out of that 4K unit is when you see that footage.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. You can see what you recorded in the goggles on the DVR, but that's analog. That's not going to be.
Yes.
So what I'm probably going to do is what I did with this is I learned something about this with setting up the FPV drones. And one of the things I learned is that every particular drone has a different response to throttle. And what happens is on some drones, like this one, and it's big and it's heavier and it's got the bigger props, is the minute you move that throttle even just a little bit, this thing is off the ground. Trying to finesse it up and down, you find you're doing that very touchy at the bottom. So what you say is the
tuning of it, isn't it?
So what you do is you set up an exponential curve on the throttle. So
may I ask, Mitch, is it almost like coding?
No, not really. It's working in you set this stuff up in beta flight.
Is there any chance, Mitch, of you being able to put like a screen share of the sort of thing that you do? Like is there a template? Is there?
Yes, no, I can show you. In fact, I can take.
There we go.
I can take this drone and plug it into the computer.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And I'll show you exactly what I did. So
good on you, mate. Because when I did as you're doing that, when I did the mods on my Mavic through No Limit Drones, that was not coding either. That was like presets, I guess. And a website like this, and you jump in and you connect. You your drone in, and it recognize each other, you pair all that up, and then you slowly tweak by the clicking on drop down menus and such the like, and it's predetermined settings, I guess, and you choose what is best that you want and how you want for your drone, and I'm thinking that's probably exactly the same.
Well, this is Betaflight. You can see it here on the screen.
And what is Betaflight?
Betaflight is the graphical interface to pretty much the operating system software or firmware that the flight controller in the drone is working. So the first thing I did is plug the drone into the USB port of the computer, and then I hit the connect button here, and it connects Betaflight to the drone. Okay. So if I pick up the drone, you'll see that the drone on the screen follows the gyro in the drone.
Yeah.
Okay. So however I move this thing, if I turn it upside down, if I point it straight up at the sky or down at the ground, it's telling me what it is. And this is what's called the setup screen.
Now, Mitch, can I pause you for a second?
Sure.
This Betaflight, now does this come like with the camera you buy, or hang on, is this available to all FPV people? Is it
anybody? It's open source software, and you go on and you just download the configurator, and
so it's free.
And just about every drone controller that's made these days uses Betaflight, the Betaflight system. So it's incredibly supported. They have a wiki, GitHub page. They have user groups. They have guys like Joshua Bardwell that goes on and makes video after video about how to use it. But basically, you go down the left side here, and there's different things that you do. Configuration allows you to set up all kinds of different settings and features that the drone has. Then you go down to let's go to power and battery and fail safe.
Can I ask you something? Have you made, because you're the how would you say, the innovator of certain particular videos, may I ask, have you done a video on this, what we're talking about right now?
I haven't done it yet because there's no shortage of guys that know a hell of a lot more than me. When I do my videos about building the quad, I do go into Betaflight and show the settings I'm doing.
You do. You've done it.
Show you the particular setting that I was talking about with the throttle, and that's in what they call PID tuning, and that's where things get complicated. And I happen to be right in front of what I wanted to show you on the screen here. So I'm going to take myself out of the picture here.
What does PID mean?
PID is the three different proportional, integral, and derivative is what it means.
Well,
and what that means is it works like a servo mechanism, Spike. A servo mechanism makes a change, reads the result of the change, and then loops back on itself to readjust. So in other words, if I've got a servo mechanism and I want to stay level.
Yes.
And my servo mechanism says, if the drone tilts this way, give it a control to tilt it back the other way, and keep giving it a control until it's level again.
Yes.
I have to keep monitoring so many times a second where the drone is and adjusting the amount of command I give to get it level. And when it's way over this far, I'm going to give a lot more command than I am when it's this far. So as it gets closer to where I am, the amount of the control that's given is going to be reducing and reducing and reducing. But what happens is if it gives too much, it'll overshoot. See, so then it's got to go back. And if you have a servo feedback system that's not tuned, you end up with this kind of thing.
Yeah, righto. Yep.
So there's three different kinds of things it looks for, and that's where proportional, integral, and derivative are. One of them, and the best example I've seen is the proportional acts like the spring on a car. And when you push a car down, it'll go up, boom, 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 boom. The integral acts like a shock absorber to dampen dampen it, and get it to where it's supposed to go.
Not so radical. Yep.
Right. And the derivative, I think, and I'm just learning this stuff, but I think the derivative actually predicts what might happen next, and accounts for that based on what it's
doing. Okay.
So
go on.
All of these things right up here have different settings, and when you buy a Betaflight has got what they have as default PID settings, and that's what you start with on any quad, and on most of them it'll work okay. But there's so many other factors, including vibration, motor noise, all kinds of things that you can. There's filters involved in this, and this is where it gets very, very technical. And most guys that fly these things don't go past the standard settings and everything else. But that's what PIDs mean. Then you have what's called rates. Rates are how sensitive are your sticks. In other words, if I give it, for example, full right stick. How many full revolutions is it going to make in 1 second? Is it going to go 300 degrees a second, 600 degrees, 900, 1,000?
Yep.
And then you have what they call, then you have your proportional or your exponential settings, which make, there's a curve. You see that curve there?
Hang on.
Where your curve right here where I'm pointing at?
Yes.
Well, you notice this is the stick position in center. And this is the amount of, up and down is the amount of control deflection. So if I move the stick to here, I have a very small amount of deflection. But as I move the stick, the amount of stick deflection gets increasingly greater and greater. And what that does is that makes the stick less sensitive around the center and more sensitive. And you get a greater movement when you're out at the outside edge, and you can adjust that curve. And if you look down here at this yellow thing, and let me get myself out of the way here again.
Yeah.
If you look at this, this is the throttle curve, and it starts out straight.
Yeah.
Straight curve. Well, I've adjusted it so once it's off the ground here, the amount of stick from here until about 40% stick gives me very little change in the amount of throttle, see? And after I get past the center, I get a bigger change per stick move. That means that when I'm below the center throttle and I'm moving the stick around, I'm getting a much finer adjustment of the throttle and much smaller changes in altitude on the drone. Makes it much easier to fly down low to the ground without having to stick very, very touchy there, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
And that I put in after I got back from my flight. And the way that I've found that the ideal for a lot of guys, and I think for me, is you want the drone to hover at about 40% stick. 40% up. You want the drone to hover. My drone was hovering at about 10% stick. See?
Okay.
So you want to be able to push that drone up to about 40% stick and have it hover. Anything lower than 40% is going to be descending. Anything higher is going to shoot up in the air.
So what you're basically doing is making your sticks or your controller sticks less touchy, less sensitive. Is that what you're saying here?
Exactly.
Okay, and may I ask before we go any further, the graph that we're all looking at, the one at the bottom where your mouse is at the minute, the X and the Y axis, what do they mean?
Okay,
the bottom line and the top line.
The X axis is throttle position. So here the throttle's all the way at the
position. That's like a throttle position. I'm just trying. Yeah, okay. That's forward or backwards, isn't it? With your stick.
Now here, let me show you that here.
Okay,
here's the throttle.
Yes, please.
Right here.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So this is the full left of the graph. This would be the full right of the graph.
Okay.
This would be the center of the graph. Unlike the Mavics, where you have a position where it hovers in the center.
Middle, yeah.
And when you pull it down, it goes down. And when you push it up, it goes up. In this case, there's no spring in the center. In other words, it's not designed to auto hover. It's designed for you to take off by pushing it up.
Yep.
And fly in. And if you want to scream up, you go like this. If you want to cut the throttle to do a roll, you pull it all the way down, do your rolls, do your split S's, and then come back in with it. But that's that thing. So what you have here is this is the bottom stick.
Right.
This is the top stick.
Okay.
This is zero motor speed. This is full motor speed.
Right.
So
Yep.
as I take off, I would advance the stick to about 40% once it leaves the ground, and it would hover there.
Uh-huh.
So what I had to do is I had to take it out and test fly it.
Yes.
And see where it hovered on my stick position. And
now, is there a record of that?
Is there what?
A record of that?
No, that's just me. You run out, you take it, and that's what pin tuning is all about. Basically, unless you want to go into the black box and analyze everything, which I'm not to that yet. You go out, you make a change, you try it, you make another change. And what I did was instead of at 40% throttle, where the thing would be way higher here by that time, I pulled it down. I went out and tried it, and at about 40% throttle, the drone hovered. And I found that I had a lot of stick movement, and the drone moved very, very. The response of the drone as I moved the stick was a little. It started to descend a little, and it started to climb a little. Whereas before, when I just breathed on the stick, the drone went.
Whoa, hello.
So that's part of what you would tune.
The graph above it, what's like what you explained to us with your controller and that, is that the right hand side stick or something?
Yes, that's the other three controls. The red is the roll, the green is your pitch, and the purple is your yaw. And all of those curves are set exactly the same, so they're one on top of the other.
Okay. Now, if you were to say adjust one, does the other two adjust accordingly automatically in this?
No, each one is separate. And over here, you have different settings for each of the three controls. You have proportional, integral, derivative, feed forward, which is a whole nother thing, RC rate, which is your basic how is it coupled to the radio, super rate, and then it tells you what your maximum velocity in degrees per second is, and then you can set your expo additionally here. And all these settings, once you learn how they work, then you have a whole bunch of sliders down here for feed forward transition, acro trainer angle limit, throttle boost. It really is something. You don't need to really know all of this stuff.
No.
But the basics of setting your rates.
Yeah.
If you know,
brilliant, Mitch, for us, or for me anyway, and I'm sure others that are watching it are going, "Oh, cool, okay."
Either that or they're going, "Oh man, when's you going to get to the good stuff?"
I don't know, mate. To me, I think this is good stuff too, because really, it's a bit like having a sports car or a plane, in this case, or a drone, and whether it be sports or not, it doesn't matter. They're all the same. It's a moving thing, and pretty much you are the mechanic of that thing.
You're like the pit crew to adjust the suspension.
Yeah, exactly right, man. And it's daunting, but then again, it's not, because as you said, the support forums that are out there, and there'll be, I'm sure. Look, I'm one for looking at what's automatic. So in other words, I'll be looking at the best settings for, say, a 7-inch like yours. Those that have gone before me, who have done,
and they're published. There's so many.
Those
that are published that you can just cut and paste and put in. There's a much larger community of FPV guys than there are camera drone guys.
Yep.
Oh, much. So you look at these guys like Bardwell, they're hundreds of thousands of subscribers. When they do a live stream, Joshua does a Q&A live stream twice a week or 3 times a week for a couple hours. He gets, he'll have 1,000, 1,500 viewers.
Brilliant.
And
it's obviously a lot of people are into it.
A lot of people. And for me, man, don't get me wrong, I love the camera drones. So pretty soon you can only just go up and fly and take so many pictures of things without traveling all over the world. And if I was a big traveler, I would probably have the opportunity to make a lot more videos, but I don't travel. I, keep pretty close to home, and I can just go to the beach so many times before people are gonna, another beach video,
I think you know what, man, and I'm just sort of learning this as I go along myself. Is that people, when they tune into a person, it's the person themselves. So that's you, in your case, and it's your interests and what you enjoy and do. So be it challenging or exciting, it doesn't matter. We live things through tuning in and watching a little bit of whatever you do. So I think that putting your best foot forward as far as being a creator, wanting to share stuff with people, is whatever it is that you do, is that it's the joy bit. It doesn't matter how good, bad, or indifferent it is. It's you, and it's what you're doing. So we can, as creators, create a certain standard for ourselves, or compare with others that are out there that are doing all sorts, be it a lot worse or a lot good, better, as far as interesting to watch or whatever it is. I think it's all about the energy of the moment, whether it be crappy or whether it be whoa, wow, blow your mind away. For me anyway, I don't want to beat up on myself or overstress myself with needing to be as good as, or try and be that next one up or whatever. I think it's more about being completely in the moment, really enjoying it, or being frustrated with it, and whatever it is, and sharing that. And I'm listening to myself as I talk to you, because I'm trying to get my head around also wanting to succeed and reach as many people as I can in regards to that side of things. But when you bring it right down to a one-on-one, where that's why at the moment I haven't opened up YouTube. I haven't looking at any chats and things like that, is because I just wanted to really focus on being a guest for you on your panel here.
Well, that was nice, but you could certainly look at the chat, because Mars is here.
Hey, mate. Hey, how's it going, man?
Make it rain, make it rain, man.
Make it rain, make it rain.
Make it
rain. You got me little candles. Because I'm liking these. I'm really I only did this yet, the 8-hour one. The reason I did that was initially for the motorbike stream that I did, and I've just sort of had a candle and I put it there for all the fallen.
I saw that candle yesterday.
Yeah, and that was for the fallen that ride around and for some reason are no longer with us. So I thought, man, it just happened, and I because initially I thought, I wonder what the light from a candle looks like on camera, and that was initial thought, and then thereafter I thought, gee, this is it's a nice feel. It's, for me, sitting here in the studio, it's a nice feel to have a candle anyway.
Yeah, especially in the wintertime when it's cold. That really
yeah. Well, actually, right here, I'm in my dressing gown because early, and I'm right here between my legs. I haven't bothered lighting the fire up, which is behind me there, and I've just got a little what do you call it? A radiator heater that's just right here, right sitting in between my legs, and just to keep me warm because it's bloody cold. And the candle side of things was more, and then I just thought, gee, that's a nice thing to, when people are no longer with us on the other side for various reasons, burning a candle on their behalf or just in respect, I thought it was a nice touch. And I'm going to do it pretty much as many streams as I can. Have a little candle going in the background wherever it is. I was going to make sure, because I was thinking before, like, I don't want to bloody put it underneath my microphone lead, or I've got a bloody another monitor here. I don't want to put it underneath. That's
an exciting live stream. Your beard.
I know I'm hot. I know I'm onto a winner here, but I'm not going to be that bloody hot.
That'd be fun. Watch you catch your beard on fire.
It goes on fire. Yeah. Oh dear.
I don't think anybody recognizes you without a beard.
Too long for me, because I light my smokes up and a little bit more.
That's funny.
Oh dear. Yeah, well, I'll jump in the chat in a second. But that's I guess my initial thought was, I just wanted hey, Mitch, hey, mate, my hate. 100% for you. I mean, you're the host. This is your weekly show, and it's 90% drones, 10% Mitch's world, and yeah. Anyway, that's my little
Oh,
carry on.
we don't have a lot of people in here. I never get a lot of people at this time slot. It's just a
Yeah.
strange dinner time for so many. Here on the East Coast it's 6, but it's 5 o'clock, and then in the
other
Central
places,
time
yep.
at 4 o'clock, and
Home,
it's 3 o'clock
yeah.
out on the West Coast.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not when I
It's like
came
a bit
over
of
here.
a little bit of an entree for your neighbor that chums on after you. That was, I can remember from the early days
Yeah.
speaking about that a little bit, which is cool. It gives something for those that are sitting waiting to have a bit of a look at and drone orientated. So I think strategically it's a good little concept and an idea. But as you're growing, as you're developing, as you're establishing, yeah, and especially this DJI stuff, Mitch, I think you've done that for yourself because it's what you like and what you're into, and to get that experience. We're going to all experience that through you, man. So and not everyone can afford that sort of thing, or ever will be able to. So it's just a gorgeous thing that what you've done and what you're doing and what you're about to do. I just thought I'd let you know that.
Thank you. I
G'day,
back
Mark.
back from the sky thinks I'm sexy. I don't know.
Hey, well, I think
That's
you
really
man.
strange, Carlos.
Yeah.
That's strange.
Yeah, I guess so. No, it's charisma. It's the word called charismatic. The word charismatic,
It's
and
the
it
beard.
comes in.
If I didn't
Nothing
trim
wrong with a heterosexual man saying to another heterosexual man, "Gee, you're looking good, mate, today." Nothing wrong in that.
I don't know. I got to watch out for Carlos, man.
It's just as long as it's when he's saying it to you, he doesn't have his hand in his pocket.
Yeah, I agree. We're talking about Conrad here, just so you know who we're talking about.
Right, Carlos Conrad. Yeah, the mad bugger.
Conrad
Yeah.
on his
I
name.
think it's also you're a bloody cheeky bugger too, but he's all right. He's a good lad. He's a good lad. I like his passion. He's a good passionate man.
Mars says 5 weeks to go.
Oh, that's when Mars and Kaz are going to be sitting right here, and we'll be broadcasting to the world, sitting next to each other.
That's great that you got people. I know you had Izzy there.
Yeah, well, that was a first for me, Yeah, and just randomly because I was down in Perth. It's the Big Smoke, sitting at a very popular tourist destination, Gino's thing, a coffee shop, and that's where I guess Alan Bond and everyone celebrated when they won the America's Cup way back when, and I guess since then, and they've many years ago now, that particular 24 hours a day coffee shop is quite popular. Yeah, so I was sitting there and doing my thing, and Bummy come along. I'm so glad he did because I was busting to go to the toilet, but I didn't want to leave my equipment on the table unattended, So that's why I handballed at him straight away. You were sitting there at that time when that happened. So, but yeah, just back to what you were saying about having a fellow creator and actually physically, g'day, how are you?
That was great. He's off in Italy now, huh?
He is there now, right now, and I haven't spoke with him yet. I've got his special phone number while he's traveling away. I think the first 2 weeks, as he explained, is hiking and 2 separate week-long hikes, and the second 2 weeks is just lounging about. So I believe that he will fill up his SD cards and Google Drive and wherever else he stores his footage in the first 2 weeks, and the second 2 weeks will be a little bit of editing, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So there was not really unfinished business, but conversations we shared that for me are only halfway there as far as Izzy and I, and the idea of whilst he's there, jumping on and saying hello to everyone. That hasn't finalized yet, so and it may or may not happen. We will see. But I'm going to leave him alone for 2 weeks and let him enjoy and be where he's at, and then I'll get on to him, give him a call after a couple of weeks' time and see what happens. But
did he tell you? Did he tell you?
As well, man, that's going to be just. I've got so much paint and it's colored red. So when they get here, we're going to paint where I live red.
Oh, cool. Hey, did he tell you his name?
Oh, I know Izzy's name. Yes, I do.
His real name?
Yeah.
Yeah, because nobody's name is Izzy Resbufnik.
No. As he said that the Razbafniks come from some sort of I don't know, mate thing that was going on a while back. A friend who nicknamed everybody these weird ass names, and he decided to keep it.
That's
And
funny.
I think it may be, I don't know where the Izzy bit come from. The Razbafnik come from that, so it might be the same. The whole where Izzy Razbafnik come from. As far as when it comes to searchability, or they call it SEO or whatever it is,
Yeah.
no, it's not going to happen, But it is unique, and I guess yeah. It's a bit like Mars with that SEO stuff. DRONZ, and it's not many people going to, unless they accidentally do a typo or whatever.
Well,
So
speaking of Conrad.
Yes. Hey, hello, he's in the chat. I don't see him.
Might be a little loud for a minute. My wife's doing something. Can you hear that in the background at all?
No,
it's fine. Okay. Hello, yep. Spike. Hello, Mitch.
How you going, mate? How you going, man?
Hey, what do you mean I'm cheeky? Like this?
No, what comes out of your freaking gob? Just that time. That's all. That's okay. It's all good. It's all good.
I think cheeky should be a good thing then.
No, cheeky's a good thing, man. Cheeky's a good thing. I guess.
Okay, cool.
Being careful and cheeky, because I mean, do you know what? I'll tell you why. Because there's a lot of sensitive flowers.
A bunch of crybabies is what it's called. Not sensitive.
But I mean, it's a bit like what goes around comes around. So be careful.
I guess.
That's what I'm saying, brother. That's what I'm saying.
I hear you.
Yeah. Good on you.
So I finally took my 6-inch out, Mitch. The chameleon, and flew a bunch of packs.
I was going to say,
arrested for shit like
6-inch quad, my 6-inch quad.
Oh, okay. I took my 7-inch out, man. I
got a 30-inch, so we won't talk about that.
He has a little whoop.
A little whoop. Yeah. I got a pair of tweezers. I'm still trying to find it.
So which one was which one was that?
The chameleon. It's the 6-inch chameleon.
6-inch chameleon. How'd you like it?
It was good. I finally got a little bit of cojones and did a split S, rolls, and some flips and stuff.
I'm
feeling more comfortable with it. It's intimidating, these big things.
Yeah, tell me, but did you see the video? Were you here when I showed the video of my 7-inch flight earlier?
No.
Well, I didn't. I guess I have to do that again for people that weren't here.
Yeah, do it again. I'm just going to go and turn the lights on.
Yeah, do it again. Anyway, this, I had to send my DJI goggles. I think they sent me a bad pair, so I sent them back. So
really?
Right now I'm waiting to get another set.
What happened?
Well, it wouldn't. I couldn't get the AV in to work. All I got was a blue screen, and when you went to link it, press the button, it's supposed to start beeping. It never started beeping, and I figured, well, if I got two things weird, if I got two things weird, I'm gonna, for what they cost, I'm gonna get a new one. So I. Spike's taking a little break for a second. Anyway, so what I did was I had gotten them from Amazon, so I.
Oh, okay, good.
Requested a replacement, not a refund, but a replacement. And I got they put the order in for the replacement right away. And then 4 days went by and the replacement never shipped. And it's one of their third party vendors. So I call them up on a phone and I said, I don't know. They said, well, it should have shipped right away because it said that I was supposed to get it yesterday or the day before. In other words, it was way past the time it was supposed to be here, and it hadn't even shipped yet. So I got a funny feeling about this third party vendor of theirs, and I said, you know what, just cancel that order and refund it. So they refunded it, and I had gotten an email from Banggood with a special price on it, about $150 less. So I went and ordered one from Banggood, but that's going to take 2 weeks to get here. So for 2 weeks, I'll be without it. That's okay. I did get to fly it. I actually got one flight on the FPV goggles.
Nice.
And because of the weather's been bad, it was like 15, 20 mile an hour winds. It was in the afternoon. I had was on my way home from the dentist, and I was going near my flying field. So I stopped and flew. And it was the first time I flew this 7-inch Gep quad through the goggles. And
nice.
I wasn't used to the quad about how the throttle reacted. It was way too touchy on the throttle. The thing gets off the ground the minute you touch the throttle up. And I'm talking about trying to keep it.
Mine flew up like 20, 30 feet
So
in a second.
when I came home, we were talking about it earlier, is I threw a whole shitload of Expo in the throttle curve so that the thing hovers now about 40% throttle. And when I move it in the lower half of the throttle, I get very controllable stuff, which is great when you want to fly close to the ground or you want to fly through things. You don't want the throttle to be that touchy. And then once you get past half, you can shoot up in the air. It's amazing performance for a big quad like that on 4S. However, I did get to fly through the DJI goggles in this wind, and I was nervous. And it was the first time I flew this 7-inch quad, which also I was out there all by myself. And this is the video. This is the flight here. And
now, what are we watching? Video from the air unit or from the goggles?
This is from the goggles. This is the
this
is the video from the goggles. So let me go ahead and cue this up here, and I'm going to go ahead and put you guys off to the side, and we're gonna.
So this is what you see.
This is what I was seeing through the goggles.
Nice.
And there it comes. That's the goggles.
No.
That's the goggles. I mean, 720p, 60 frames a second, and you can see it bouncing in the wind. The wind was, I mean, was
that the wind or your throttle control there?
Gusty. I think it might be the tune, but I think it was the wind, because you notice
you can see a little you sure that's not your adrenaline shaking your fingers like it does to me?
No, I don't think so. But you can see that I'm totally not used to the response of the sticks or how much I need to do to make a full roll or anything like that. But I did.
It takes a little bit.
Yeah, but
nice guy.
I was trying to fly a little lower out there and keep it down a little closer to the ground. And I was trying to be smooth with it, but it was just bumpy out there. I mean, it was just a gusty, windy day.
This is a 4S battery?
Yeah, it's a 4S.
1300, 1500 milliamps?
1500. Okay. And I think I got about a 4. I flew it for about 4 minutes.
Nice.
And I still had half a battery left.
Oh, really? You didn't keep it till it said come back?
No, because the telemetry in these goggles, all you get is the voltage. You don't get warning things. You don't get anything. And I was so busy concentrating on the flying it, I didn't want to have to keep looking down at the voltage. So
I'm with you.
I kept glancing down at it, but the actual image, it's
clean.
Unbelievable. It's like flying through a GoPro. I mean, that's what they say, but you just can't explain it till you experience it. And if you do it, it's going to spoil you.
Now, you said you were watching at 720, or this is what we're watching, 720?
No, the goggles, the feed from the goggles is a 720 feed.
Okay.
That's the 720 is high definition, but you're getting a 720 feed through the goggles. And
how fast does this thing go? Pretty quick? Your quad?
Faster than I want to go. It was moving along pretty good there. And here I think I went up and did kind of a point it straight down and roll it around and come back the other way. See?
Oh, I'm looking at the bit. Hold on, it didn't happen yet. I'm looking at the YouTube screen.
Oh no, that'll happen here.
It's bigger.
Yeah, there
you go. You're going up, down, and turning. Got it. Yeah. Whoa. Heavy 7-inch quads, they drop quicker, right? They don't float.
Well, no, they will. They'll float too. They'll hang
a little bit. Yeah, I know, but I mean, it's just they're heavy.
But I wasn't that high. I didn't go that high with it. But it's just going to take some getting used to. The throttle, the idle setting on it, was a little high. So when I went to land it kept wanting to bounce. You ever have that happen to you where it hits down and it boom bounces back up again?
Yes, teabag.
Yeah. So I had to keep. I took it back and I adjusted the throttle curve and took it out beside the house and did a little line of sight test, and what a difference it makes. So the next time I do fly this thing, it's going to be here I come. There I am sitting in the chair. Out. See how it bounced when I landed it.
Oh
I
yeah,
see,
I'm with you.
Conrad. I see, Conrad, that you're looking with a little bit of interest there, mate.
A lot of interest. Are you kidding me?
Might see some DJI goggles on brother Conrad.
Oh, the goggle part? No.
No.
Why?
Why, man?
Nah, got to get involved with soldering and taking apart, and I
Do
don't want to
you?
spend.
Yeah, you don't want to build, but you're gonna become a builder.
800 or 900. What did you spend? $800 or $900, if I may ask?
Well, the deal I got from Banggood, and I spent $800. It was $819 is the price for the goggles and 2 air units.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
Sweet.
that's a package they have. They have 2 different packages. One of
Go
them,
on, Conrad, man, get one for yourself, brother. Not right now, maybe. Save up and get one, mate. Get one.
yeah, one.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see in the future,
like,
maybe. I have a feeling that the competition is going to come out with something.
Oh, I hope
Maybe
they.
not
I
as
hope
good
they
as
do.
Oh, maybe.
I hope
Yeah, that's what I do, mate. I wait for a little bit, and then Mark II, like the iPhone 11 is very Max X Pro, whatever it's called. The camera side of things, and it really interests me. And I have the opportunity when they come available to upgrade what I've got. But I've been watching a lot of videos in regards to the camera side of things. So yes, it's the Mark II, or it's the wait till they get the gremlins out of the way, then jump in. And also a bit cheaper as well. Yeah.
Because I know Mitch confessed that he likes to be the first or get the first, as soon as possible. Last time it was on.
Of course. Nothing wrong with that. Good.
It's something.
But Mitch set back. You set back, man. About what? How long have they been out? And you've been watching.
I waited a month. I mean, that was amazing for me to wait a month for that thing.
Yeah. But
now I sent it back, and I'm going to be waiting 2 weeks. But the interesting thing was, it cost $819, but then I get an email from Banggood, and the same package was $696.
A couple of $100 saved.
Yeah, $120 less. And
can you do that? Do they guarantee brand new items?
Oh yeah. Banggood. Okay. Banggood is okay. The problem is they're not Amazon. It might take an extra day or 2 before they ship it. You may wait 3 days before you get the tracking information, and it may take 2 to 3 weeks to get here. But
devil's advocate, let's say you have a problem. Now you have to deal with Banggood, right?
Yeah, but they've always taken care of my problems.
Good.
I had a drone that didn't ship when it was supposed to, and
after sale service.
I asked them for a refund, and I got a refund right away. I got a refund the next day. Took 1 day to get the refund.
That's good.
They have a live chat.
Yes,
is the best way to deal with them. And you usually.
I'm sorry of the inconvenience. That's how they start.
Yeah, and so far I haven't actually gotten screwed out of anything with them. And I did get all my Tyros from them. My Tyro 99, 79, the 129s. I got my Nazgul 5.
I think I might get that. I might get one of those.
Got the Nazgul 5.
I might get one of those.
And that came. It took 2.5 weeks to get here, but I got it. And
right. Now, did you do anything different other than as far as parts?
No,
what they gave you?
No. The Nazgul comes built. I just had to.
Yeah.
I had to. The motors were not right in Betaflight. I had one motor.
Well, no, they're just this way.
One of them was wrong.
Really?
Not that it was props out or props in.
Wow.
But one of them had to be either way would have had to been reversed because it was just spinning the wrong way. They hadn't fired it up. So you have to always check those things. And all the screws were loose in it. But other than that,
I've heard.
It was fine. I tightened everything. I'm going to check. Look, I'm going to check everything out before I fly it. I'm going to put it in Betaflight, check every setting, make sure that it's going to work. Hey, Chris Hope is here. How you doing, Chris? Good to see you.
From Texas.
You guys getting flooded where you are?
Oh, that's right. I heard about that.
Yeah, they're getting around Houston. They're getting
hello, Chris.
Little water down there, but no, Banggood has been okay. I'd rather deal with Amazon between you and me, but
oh, definitely. I had an issue with my Emax Tiny Hawk. I had a bad motor, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, we'll refund your money. Just pay for the shipping to send it back. I was like, what? You kidding me?
Yeah, well, I've never had to ship anything back to them. Mars says that the thing it came set up, props out. But even when it was set up, props out, which is when I first ran up the motors, I hadn't changed anything, and 3 of the motors were correct, and one of them was spinning the wrong way. So, had I just put some props on it and tried to fly it, it would have immediately flipped over right onto it. But I set it to props in. And the reason I set it to props in is because all my other quads are props in. So
that's it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to make any difference when you fly. He's going to fly. I think it's going to fly pretty much the same one way or the other. And since, I've heard a lot of other guys say, you're less likely to stick a prop on the wrong way if you stick to a convention for all of your quads.
Yeah.
Now, my little
right rear.
My little this 85 XD is the Beta FPV is props out, but I've never I've still got the original props on it. I've never fooled with it. But
when was the last time you flew it?
I flew it in the house a couple weeks ago.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, in the angle mode, just to fly it around a little bit. It's I hear music. Whose music is that? Is that you?
That's he's got the polka on. Sounds like a polka. It must be Spike. Spike, you have music in the background.
Chris, yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, that's okay. No problem. You want music?
Can you hear that music in the background? I was curious.
I don't care. I just wondered where it was coming from.
Ah, right. I was wondering if it was coming through or not, because I'm listening to. I have to turn my volume right down because the music. I just was curious. It's my folder of jazz, Mitch. So I wouldn't play any other.
You play jazz for me. Oh, cool.
Yeah. And but the problem with me playing it, because I've got my microphone, so that's feeding through to you, and I wasn't sure if I played music, would it come through, and how would it come through?
I think it's going to come through the USB to the computer, this from your mixer, the same way.
Yeah, because that's how I've got it all going in there. So
it's all going in on one line to the computer.
Yeah, but for me to hear you is the same channel.
I don't know. Turn it up. Let's see what happens.
I have. It's actually because I had it turned down. I can hear you guys quietly. I'll play it now. You tell me when it's a good volume that suits you. You let me know because I can turn my headphones down here. That's all. So
while you're doing that, Spike, while you're doing that, Spike, let me welcome in another guest tonight. And I can hear that, Spike. Yeah, so it plays through. But here. Let me welcome in another guest, and I'm gonna play a sound effect, and you can guess who it is. Any guesses?
Mel or Lloyd? Mel or Lloyd?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey,
Lloyd, grumpy.
Big brother.
Hey, how you doing, Spike? Man,
yeah, good. Buddy. How are you, man?
I'm good, mate.
How's the campaign going for, you getting a few votes?
Yeah, we're working hard at it, keeping our feet on the ground, shaking hands. Or
kissing babies?
Shaking babies and kissing hands. I don't know. I get confused. I'm old.
That's wrong.
It's good. It's good.
I like it.
Stressing out too much, it's good. What do you think, President of the United States of America?
Well, I was going for president of the whole world. I mean,
the whole world, yeah. Well, I mean,
might as well go for it
world
all.
domination. That's true. World domination.
Well, not world domination.
Same
That'd be a
thing,
peaceful coup.
Same thing.
I don't know if I'd want that job.
I wouldn't either.
No, thank you.
How you doing, Mitch?
I'm doing good, Lloyd. Thanks for stopping in, man. And thanks for the invitation to come on your thing Monday. I'm looking forward.
Not only that, you're not just going to be the guest Monday. I just talked with Mel. You're going to be the co-host.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Open that up, man. Mitchy, you got in the big time, brother.
Big time, yeah. I mean,
man.
I got the president, I got the vice president, I got the Australian ambassador, I got everybody here.
Yeah.
And a court jester.
Yeah, the court jester.
Excellent. Hey, listen, I was I know it's Mitch's channel and all that stream and everything, but I just want to whilst I'm sitting here next to one of my idols, Lloyd. I took on board. I don't think it was directed at me personally, not at all, not at all. I'm one of the group of others, so to speak, when you were talking and chatting there with Mel, and this the direction that I'm going to be taking. Not right now, because and you'll know what I'm talking about in a second, but it's the direction I'm going to be taking going forward. Just I guess for a little bit more how we say control or I don't know what the production that you put together each live that you do for the viewing public, and that is going from I think it was quoted as free for all to a more controlled environment with predetermined, prearranged guests that you share as a part of the broadcasting crew, so to speak, whether it be a roving reporter, a person in their own studio, or whatever it is. It's predetermined, prearranged, and hence that's how the production is presented to the general public. I love that. But it does take a little bit more time in organizing, make it happen. For me, at the minute, put out a bulk email, and then whoever comes in, good eye, we've got 6 spots to share. It's sort of working.
It's kind of my philosophy at this point.
Yeah.
Mine is control freak. That's all it is.
But when
I think
no, you control freak.
I
I
think
it's called very, very clever and very organized, and but you got to put a bit of the extra time in.
Well, you have to
yeah.
have to have an itinerary for your show, like Ken Herron does. First, he does the pigeon jerky commercial, and then he does the news, and then he does the viewer. You know, he'll do the viewer video.
It's the format, to the program, like Greg by Drone, similar.
Yeah,
but, I'm jealous, man, because getting in with Lloyd and Mel, man, big time, Mitch. You're gonna go through the roof, mate.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. I ain't made it the big time yet.
You are the big. What do you mean? What do you made it? You are. You're the big time man. You are
in front of the White House, man.
Very popular.
Well, you know,
the effort that you put into your green screening, all the different computer settings and things.
Yeah.
Not everyone can do that. So there are.
And I actually need to adjust mine. I just noticed. I actually threw this set together just for tonight, and
your green screen is kind of.
It's. I don't have all my lights set up the way I want them.
That's what it is. It's really amazing, isn't it? A little sensitive little bugger, that chroma key.
Well, it is, yeah. And let me do this.
Just the minor adjustments, and you'll get it, mate.
I know what I can do.
Yeah, it's not. It's not in OBS. It's not that tough to get it right.
Yeah. Well,
it really isn't.
Well,
you just got to get it set and
methodically, slowly, but one by bit.
When you set up a set for each one, you know, for each, I set up a set for different for each person because
you use the same camera, don't you? And your green.
Oh yeah.
So your chroma key setting is on the camera input, I would imagine.
No, my chroma key is in my vMix.
Okay, well, on OBS, once I set the chroma key on the camera, then everywhere I use that camera in whatever scene,
we have a different setting for each one. But
wow, that's tough.
Yeah, what I've got is I know what the problem is. Shoot.
There you go.
You need you're missing a light. There you go. Yeah,
I didn't have any of my lights on.
If I turn my lights off, then this is what I like. You know,
I'm sitting there thinking, well, it shouldn't be that bad. But no, I do an individual shot setup. Yeah, that's what I'd be like if I shut all my lights.
Yeah.
I didn't have my main studio lights. I just had a overhead light and a desk lamp.
Well, you gotta light that green screen. If you don't have a light on that green screen,
well, that was it.
I can take my camera, and if I turn my color off, my color intensity, the green screen will go away, and now you can see. See the actual.
Mitch and Lloyd. May I ask? There's a couple of things I want to quickly mention. Is do either of you, because you have your studios built, they're set up, they are what they are, they're all organized, you just come in, you take the dust cover off, you turn the key or turn things on, and away you go. Now, do either of you have a pre-broadcast checklist?
I do, but I can't remember the last time I looked at it. I've got it so down to science now.
Well, that's me too. I have a setup that I follow every day, every week. I usually do like everybody knows I do the shout outs. And so that's a program I've got to do a little work on each week. I've got to bring in the picture because it's done through Premiere Pro and After Effects. And actually it's done through Photoshop and After Effects. But, you know, I set that up, I drop it in place, make sure my shortcut keys are where they're supposed to be. And, but
do you do pre-going live tests at all or anything like that? You know,
no, because I already know that it's going to work.
Sure,
that's the wonderful thing. But
the reason I'm quoting it, Lloyd, and I can see what you're about to bring up. That's brilliant. That is
got this today.
Yeah. That. Oh, did you? Oh, you're gonna love it, man. I've got a little baby one of them. I got the little baby brother.
Yeah, I've got the one with the 550 buttons on it.
Yeah. This is the XL.
You got the 2-button one. I've got the middle size one.
I got the bigger. I got the. Yeah.
It's an air conditioner remote.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but programming this with vMix is really a trick because I've got to set up my own shortcut keys the way it works in vMix. I mean, it works with vMix. It's just a matter of I do like that.
Here's my unit. This one here, boys.
You got that 40 key, that new keyboard, that big keyboard.
No, it's not that big. It's the same size as I think Lloyd's there. That one there.
Let's see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 32 keys on this.
Is yours an Elgato?
Yes, it's the Stream Deck XL.
Yeah,
yours.
I got the baby.
I was going for the 15, but then they offered me a good deal on the Stream Deck over at Best Buy. I had enough coupons to trade in, so I went with it.
May I ask, guys, with your units, right? Because that's why I got the little one because I did a bit of homework. This is the latest, the funny wedge-looking design.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
These keys, though it be 6, is limitless because you can click on one and it can go into different folders like deep.
Nest, to nest. You know.
Yeah. Do you have that on yours?
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's the same program.
You can do many things.
Yeah. See, I can have one button that says programs, and then when I go into that folder, I can have Photoshop, Premiere, InDesign, and that'll take you to another folder, and in that folder there'll be a whole bunch of shortcuts.
See, I mean, of course, you don't want to make it complicated. One button for one thing, even though that one button may do 3 or 4 things at one hit.
But I tend to not use it too much. You can overdo it with the buttons.
100%, man, 100%, too much.
Yeah, the way I've got mine set up here, and I'll just give you. I have a Be Right Back, and I'm going to show you what these things look like. I have a Be Right Back button, to take it to the screen. I got a button that's called Pre-Show, which, I don't. That was still set up from my first evening show, which I don't really use that one. I got a button for a Skype room. I got a button for this main screen. My normal, what I call full front. My shop camera that's looking down on the build table.
Perfect.
Side camera that looks at the build table.
Nice.
Left monitor with me in the bottom.
Yep.
Left monitor without me in the bottom.
I do like that particular shot, that one.
And then the center monitor, which is my big monitor that I'm looking at now.
Yep.
Right.
With me and without me, see? And then my right monitor, which I use to play videos on. When I'm actually got something running in the background, I put it on that little right monitor with me and without me, and that's all my buttons. So if I want to go back to me, I just hit one button and it brings it right back. Right back
that's
to
nice,
me.
And you got a nice little transition.
And that's all. Yeah, and I can make the transition.
Settings you got on that? 300, 600, whatever.
And it's not. I think of the transition on that.
Yeah.
It's what am I using? It's hard to see what I got.
Yeah, that's okay, man. It's a setting that I'm asking to. You can't just get random.
I have different settings. I have a fade, a 300, a fade, and a 500 fade.
Right, 3 or 5. Right, I mean, I'm just curious for my own knowing for future.
Yeah, and then I have a slide transition, which I hardly ever use, where you slide like that. There's all kinds of transitions you can.
Yeah.
That's OBS.
All I've got is I can go at the moment. I can go into into my settings and do that.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey,
it's good to have the two cameras that be able to change it up. But like everyone was asking about, hey, listen, can you get that this particular shot? So a
well,
bit
that's the
closer.
shot you want. You want the
Yeah,
shot,
yeah.
that shows you straight on. Shows you
Yeah.
straight on. So, Lloyd, do I have to call in with that vMix call?
Yeah, I'll
Email me
it's just vMix call is just real easy. I'll send you the link. All you got to do is click on it, put in the number I tell you to put in, and your name, and that's it.
May I
Now,
ask, Lloyd,
will
is
that
that
take
very
the output
expensive?
from
This vMix that you use? Because I mean, I've never heard of it until you guys started using it.
It's been around for quite a while. And actually, the
Because
difference with vMix is it's only for Windows. So
okay,
yeah. So if you want to have its equal, well, yeah, it's equal, but not its quality.
yeah.
That would be Wirecast.
Okay, yeah, the one the boys are having a lot of trouble with. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've got Wirecast.
What does it cost, mate? These things?
The Wirecast with just two guests. Well, let's see, the Wirecast with everything. I think the ultimate Wirecast is like $799 or
Yep.
or $899. I can't remember now.
Uh-huh.
They've got it on sale because, well, it's the only thing you can use with in that respect with a to use with a
Mac and PC.
Mac and PC. Yeah.
Right. Yep.
And which is good, but
Mhm.
the problem is
The amount of gremlins it has.
yeah, they've got a particular guy that they send you to when you have a problem. You go to George of the Jungle or whatever his name is. And he has about as much knowledge about this stuff as George of the Jungle from the cartoon. He's just not that smart.
Right. Because I'm noticing Jim Wallace in the chat there saying about Elgato.
Jim, how are you?
And yeah, and Jim's looking at it, Elgato, but there's also Canadian Drone Hunt. He uses Zoom.
Zoom. Yeah. I use Zoom. I use Zoom with my vMix.
Yeah. Because what I'm going to be doing, what I'm doing going forward is I'm going to be using OBS and StreamYard.
Right? Yeah.
And Streamlabs, a bit of Streamlabs, some of the facilities in it. And we're going to combine those and all for free. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing here. And
there's nothing wrong with that.
It works fine, but I'm never going to put on a Greg Osby drone or Ken Herron kind of show with all transitions and fancy stuff.
And had I done things differently, I probably would have stuck with Streamlabs OBS just because it's got so much going for it.
Hasn't it, my man?
I mean, even compared to regular OBS, but Streamlabs OBS takes the best of all of it and puts it together. And and the thing is, with like the Elgato, the Stream Deck, it's already got those shortcuts built in.
Oh yeah,
work. Where is with vMix, I'm just drag a little icon up there that says shortcut, and then I got to go into my vMix if I want a picture. Like I have a picture of Mel, or Mel's Mel's close-up screen. It says Mel close-up, and but I've got to, because these are LCD, so I have to make a JPEG for that and blah 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 to make
once
it work.
Once it's all done,
it's just boom. I've got a button I can push and just start streaming.
Brilliant, man.
Push it again and I'm stopped.
Yeah.
What is vMix?
Do what?
What is vMix?
vMix is it's a software for, it's what I'm using. You see this background I'm sitting in?
Program software.
Okay. It's a program software.
It's broadcasting software.
Yeah, it's a broadcast software. The difference is vMix is actually on a professional level. They use it really big in churches that broadcast to their seniors.
Yes.
They're using it for high school basketball games, or even college basketball games. They've got instant replay built in.
Yep.
And the level of quality of what it does, because you can bring in some studio quality cameras if you want to spend the money for them. And, but you have to have the PC, but it's all PC based, which,
Yes,
well, anything
yes,
is.
yes, yes. That's why, guys. That's why I have my iMac. I love it. I love it. I love it to death. But I bought myself this extra monitor. That HP Omen was Windows OS, and of course, unfortunately, it's died, so it's gone back. And as soon as I get my money back, we're doing a specific spec build of a desktop in Windows OS, Lloyd and Mitch and everybody, because Apple is so it's got its own little bubble, and
Yep.
to bring in external multimedia things, it's so limited. So hence we're getting the Windows OS, and I'm really looking forward to probably about a month's time by the time I get myself all set up with that. But yeah, I agree 100%, and it pleases me so much, Lloyd, to hear you say about, if you'd had thought about it a bit more, that you would be quite content with where I'm going.
Streamlabs.
That gives me confidence, Lloyd. So thank you.
Streamlabs. I'm still using aspects like the tip jar. I mean, and here's the thing: you when you sit, I mean, like, look what I have for a background, and look what Mitch has.
Yes.
And well, even Carlos. I mean, but if you're going to do the green screen thing, you don't want to get all the flash stuff. I mean, the guests are here to listen to you, to watch what you're
and see you. Yeah, exactly.
If you have 100,000 flashing light bulbs going around in whirly gigs and
Too much
news and flip flops, you're going to give somebody seizures first off.
Yeah. There's my green screen. Except the thing is, I can go and walk into mine.
Right. Well, I can mine too, but I mean, I can drop this, or I can put I've actually got a backdrop I can put there. It looks like a barnwood.
I love it. Yeah, see, I can't change that unless I open the door and ride the bike out. But what I am doing is, I've got these here.
I've got mine set up so I can put things outside my window.
I like the space thing. But I bought the hang on, I'll get the proper camera. I want to go cordless, guys. No, I haven't seen a lot of people be able to get up out of their chair,
spacey,
and go walk about. And what I'm going to do is I bought these things, these little JBL, right? Earpods, because at the moment, as we all know, we're semi-tethered to our and I pop one of them out, and there it should sort of start. Is that the right one? It's the left one. Get the right one. Pull the right one out, and it starts searching to pair up. Within a second, it will start turning blue or flash around or something. It's supposed to anyway. Anyway, don't matter. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. But that's a little tiny earbud. So I put that in, right? Right. A little Buford Langy that I put into my Roadcaster, which is yet to turn up, and they pair. So that makes me be able to be get up and put a log on my fire or whatever I want to do, without having to unplug my headphones and wearing these earbuds. And so they've got that, and then in my camera bag, which is wherever over there, I bought the little Rode wireless Go microphone system, right? So we're going to plug it in to that, and me, and I can actually get up and go walk about, and you can hear me, and hear me. I can hear you. You can hear me, and if I've got a camera that I can grab too, which is also wireless, we can be doing the studio stuff. But then all of a sudden, I can get on the bike and let's all go. Still broadcasting, still all that sort of business. So that's
cool. That'd be cool.
Something that I haven't seen done, and I'm going to try and make that happen.
Well, you're definitely doing some entertaining stuff, I got to admit, and you're building a great studio. And like I said, I probably would have done things different. I probably would have stuck with Streamlabs OBS, but I'm not unhappy with vMix. I don't have a problem with it. It works. I can, like I just did that little doodad thing that went in front. I just popped in the input and brought it in.
And you and Mel were working on some special effects and things. One of your recent streams, only the past couple of days.
Yeah, we just did the cannons and the Yeah.
That's good. Yeah,
Betty and yay and all that. Yeah.
yeah. It's good. It's like
Mel designed those. He
yeah,
did those after-
clever, isn't he? What he's learning and teaching himself, and sharing.
Part of the
others.
reason he just started a new job today, and he called me on his way home, and
Yeah.
his butt was dragging. His old butt ain't used to. He's been kind of laying about lately, and he's all of a sudden it's caught up with him. That 12-hour shift about kicked his butt. So he
He's had a bit of time off, hasn't he? Yeah.
yeah, he called me, and I was sitting here and doing this, and he called me and said, yeah, he says, he goes, I think you better find somebody else, because if I get off, even if I get off at 5 o'clock, he said, by the time I get home, I eat, I shower. He says, I'm going to bed. I ain't going to your show. So I'd already asked Mitch, because I heard Mitch say just last week on this job.
Right. So you're reading between the lines here, Mitch, are you?
I think I said nobody wants me. I said, something.
Well, I just proved you different.
You're going to go from just going to go from the suburbs through to the stratosphere and jump in there with Lloydie and Mitch. Oh, look
Spike,
out.
Spike, you always want me. I always feel at home when I come on your show, but I know that you're changing the format of your show, and and it would get old for me as well to come on every week after week after week after week.
Of course, it's good to make
that would get old. I'm, you've supported me, and I know that when I first came on your show, you'd have 2 guys, 3 guys. Now you got them lined up like crazy in
waiting.
the waiting room.
And I think at the beginning, when I was saying to you, Mitch, about that, what I call the quickening, as time goes on, the wheels are turning a little bit faster and faster,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like I said, guys, I had these not stupid, but crazy dreams, big dreams, and who knows where it's going to go. I'm so determined. And that if I can sit at a table with Ellen DeGeneres and Oprah and whoever else, I mean, that's getting right at the top there with entertainment. It's crazy ass idea of this 57-year-old bloke that lives in the bush of West Australia that you just don't know, do you? And
that'd be great, Spike. I see Chris Hope is trying to come in here, and I saw him there for a second, and now I don't see him. Is he there?
He might be. He'd be around somewhere having a good go.
I don't know. I just
Grant Aerials. Can you go in there, Grant?
I guess not. Maybe he'll come back. I think I may not have seen him, and maybe he got mad at me because I didn't see him down there. My window
I don't think so.
enough.
He'd be out the back kicking rocks and going, Mitch, he just doesn't care.
Anyway,
he's there. He's somewhere, aren't you, Chris?
Come back, Chris.
You said something about a barbecue. Wasn't that him that wrote he has to tend to a barbecue?
Well, he actually came into the green room, but now he's gone. I saw his face for a second.
That's I read him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
well,
Chris.
One of the things that, and I like what we're sitting here right now, 4 of us, we're able to discuss things. We're able to talk about our experience in the broadcast thing, the YouTube broadcast. I don't disillusion myself. I'm an old fart. That attitude. I don't tolerate BS too much. I mean, I love to
either,
but
it's good.
I ain't got the time for all that.
Get to the point. Yeah.
I'm with Lloyd. I'm just a younger version.
Crap. And I'm always the oldest guy in the room for some.
Mitch got me beat by a few years, but
Yeah,
but
here's my thing, and I talked about this with with Spike. You can have all the best equipment in the world if you don't have content and something to present to people. That's what it's all about.
100%. Yeah.
At the end of the
But
day.
I think that like where you're coming from a little bit there too, Carlos, is relatability. That's one big one, relatability, because you start getting out there with like same with Lloyd, down to earth, to the point, no BS, all that sort of stuff. Is that you remain relatable. That's one thing, so people can relate to you. You speak of things and you share things that yeah, I understand that, I dig it, I can relate to that. Where if it's too bloody cosmic or not sort of, down to earth or real or whatever.
And genuine, right?
Genuine.
Genuine.
Yeah, genuine. Yeah, massively.
Genuine.
That's a massive one. I think that straight away you're booted out, or you're not in the scene much because of that level of genuineness. I think sometimes myself with my far-fetched, as Lloyd was saying there about being realistic, etc. That I'm on borderline, on the cusp of that, because I have crazy things that you think when I quote with Oprah and Ellen, I think
There's nothing wrong with dreaming.
But no, man, no, and I mean,
each one of us here,
it sounds like a really good idea. The idea sounds good. It doesn't matter if it
Mitch,
happens.
up above me, he has his style and his way of doing things, and
it's cool, isn't it?
I enjoy about Mitch.
Me too. I do.
You're just
out there.
You're my little brother, and you're when I want to feel good and laugh and carry on and just zone out, I'll tune in on your show.
Good on you, man. Good on you.
And here's the thing: I was doing so many live streams, and that's why I haven't been on too many of them. I jumped on this one today because I had a little time, and I wanted to let Mitch know he's my co-host on Monday, and and
I'll have my people call your people.
All right, there you go. Yeah, we'll work it out. The letters in the mail.
The agents. Get the agents together.
Let the agents get together. Yeah. But here's the thing. I have never pretended to be anything but what I am.
What was that?
Just an old fart of vlogs. Oh, well, that was his sound machine. There you go.
Oh, okay.
That was
the crowd.
Spike. Oh, don't get us started on the sound effects.
What's your best one, hey? Here we go. I can go like this, or I could go like this, or my best one is this one. Oh,
don't make me.
I think Lloyd had some wet ones in his.
Lloyd's, don't get Lloyd started. Lloyd's got an entire program.
I got an iPad.
You got 100.
I mean, it's flatulence central. What Lloyd?
Yeah. I've actually got two. Actually called farts, and the lettering is a brown splattered.
Oh, nice.
I got one button here. That's
one last thing.
Basic generic part right there.
That's a good
one last thing I want to say is you want to have fun on your live stream.
Absolutely.
You want to have a good time.
Yes.
I had done so many of these shows. I was doing them with everybody. I was helping out Greg. I was doing Arts on Sundays, Mel's on Sundays. I was doing mine on Mondays. I was jumping in on Claude's in the mornings. I was everywhere, and I was killing myself. And I was still trying to do my vlogs. I cut my vlogs down to 3 days a week, and I thought
too much.
It is too much.
I quit vlogging, so I stopped.
Yeah,
there's a lot of drama going on. I backed completely away. I quit even watching.
You can get the people's sensitivities. Respect to everybody, 100%.
Yeah, but
you can start getting
over it.
Really, really silly.
And I just I can't do. I'm
not like I was saying. It's got to be fun. It's got to be fun.
Anyway,
I mean, life is life, and we all have ups and downs and goods and bads. But I think when it comes to broadcasting, when it comes to providing entertainment for people, no one wants to know if you got a cold. No one wants to know if you're feeling crook or what's wrong with you. Really, they don't. They don't give a shit. Really,
it depends on how you. It depends on what you're. See, and this is the one thing about me. I've always said I'm a vlogger. I'm not a drone guy. I don't pretend to be a drone specialist. I have drones. I know how to fly drones, and I'm interested in them, but they're not my only thing. So that's why I vlog, because I can say what I want. I mean, I know everybody's sick of my vlogs this week because you only have one more to put up with about my van, but I've talked about my friggin' van all week. You know, $1,700 and it still wasn't everything fixed. You know, it's just like I wanted to get my money's worth out of that damn thing.
Yes, of course, man.
So I got 4 days
I
worth of
think
vlogs.
about this, guys. Yeah, for the past 12 months, anyway, for me, or maybe a little bit longer. But I'm watching you, Lloyd, mate. As far as your story is concerned, and how slowly growing and evolving, and you are where you are at now, and freaking the president not long from now. It's crazy, It's crazy to see this stuff, but but like you've taught yourself all different things and stuff over the time, and we share these things together as a group, I guess, of creators, and then there's that audience group that's out there that follow and all that sort of stuff. So excuse me, I got a bit of a frog there, but yeah, awesome to watch.
We don't care if you're sick.
Evolution.
We don't
Sorry.
Like
we don't care if you got a frog or not. We don't want to hear
we
about
don't
that
care
on
if
the
you have a
you
show.
don't
frog.
hear it, do you? No, I should
Sorry.
Your word back on you.
Chris Hope, was that his in, Mitch?
Yeah, he had a problem.
Can I ask Lloyd a question? Lloyd, what motivated you to start this whole thing in the beginning? For fun, for hobby? Did you want to get a point across?
No, I a couple of things. I was watching YouTube, and I was watching. I was doing it all the time. I'm retired. I take care of my wife. That's what I've got to do. During those times that she's not needing help, I'm doing something, and it's usually reading, or it's watching YouTube, or it's anything. So it all started with a damn mouse. We got a mouse in my kitchen, and he got up in our china cabinet, and he pissed me off because he sat there on top of a wise man and stared at me. So I took a picture of him and threatened to kill him, and then told PETA if they didn't like it, they'd go suck rocks. And that was my first grumpy vlogger video. That's the first official one. That was the first one, the Christmas mouse. At the same time, we were watching a lot of Hallmark Christmas stuff. This is the week before Thanksgiving. And we were cleaning up, trying to get in this friggin' mouse. I couldn't get rid of him. And at the same time, on the Hallmark Channel, every other commercial was a decon commercial about, and it was a giant mouse, or a guy wearing a giant rat suit, leaving giant mouse turds all over the kitchen. And it always came on at supper time. I didn't want to see giant rat turds on TV. So I wrote and complained.
Yeah,
I wrote to Decon and told them. They took the commercial off. I haven't seen it since. And apparently they got a lot of writing.
You have, Lloyd,
I don't know, but that's how it started. It started as a joke and for fun and something to do.
For fun, right? Okay.
And
yeah.
then I don't know. Some of it snowballed. I got carried away with some of it, and I had to back off. Yeah. Now, like Monday's show, 3 weeks ago, it was all I could do to put on a show on Monday. But something happened on Sunday that just it all clicked, and I started just giving Mel just absolute crap. I mean, I was having fun.
Is that the show where you were getting a little giddy and like?
Oh, I was just slap happy, man. I was
watching that.
And then, you know what? As a viewer, that would be entertaining. You were watching it, you said, Carlos. So what was it like? What was, from a viewer's point? I missed it. So
it was just a different Lloyd. He was silly. He was happy. It was like almost like a little kid. A little kid in an old man's body, so to speak.
It was
Not that old, but you know what I mean.
And was it fun? Was it fun to see the child come up and out? Was it fun?
You could tell he was having fun because he's having fun. I'm having fun watching him. That's the way
bam! You just hit it, nail on the head there. You're having fun. That person's having fun watching.
That's what my wife kept pointing out to me. She kept saying, you're getting too serious. People come on for the comedy. They, you're not a professional comedian, but you can be funny. She says, I don't understand your sense of humor, but I'm married to you. So.
After all these years, huh?
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is, Carlos. And Lloyd is the personality of a person.
And by Monday's show, things were just clicking along, and I had fun Monday. I went into the show not knowing exactly where it was going. I had a couple ideas what I was going to do, and I thought I was going to go a little different than what it did, and then we got to talking about some stuff that was semi-important, but I still had fun. And that's when and that's why I'm back on here tonight, because I've enjoyed the week. It's been a laid back week. I'm
Fantastic.
not pushing to do anything. I'm doing
Yeah.
what I got to do.
Yep.
And I wanted to, I wanted to come
And
on
living life and just living
Yeah.
life.
and,
Yeah.
and still complaining about that damn $1,700 I spent on the friggin' van. Anyway, I'm still grumpy.
That's I think that's exactly the title, isn't it? The Grumpy Vlogger, the Grumpy, Grumpy Man.
My
It wasn't
kids
there
don't-
was a bloke on he's dead now, but I noticed Papa, Grandpa, Grumpy Grandpa or somebody thing.
Right.
And
Yeah.
he was smashing coffee tables and TVs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That guy was-
And
was a
he had
nerd
like
for
a million plus followers or whatever, and he grew his channel based upon him being just a crazy person. I mean, when the camera's turned off, probably a lovely bloke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, you yourself,
I have
be a
no
great shooter.
delusions that I'll ever make it big on YouTube, and I don't care to. I'm just
No,
doing this for fun. And
you're
Right.
so fun. There's an audience for it though, Lloyd, and that's what people like to watch.
I've been fighting the numbers game here this week. I got up to. I'm trying to get to 700. I can't even get to friggin' 700. Every time I do, boom, YouTube hits me again. Now I'm down. I just checked today. I was at 688. I don't know what I did.
YouTube hit you? Do you
Yeah.
actually go after subs? Do you go into chat rooms and?
Nope.
I
Nope,
have.
I
I'll
d-
tell you what. For
I
some
was
reason,
doing
mine climbs. I'm at 831 now. Okay, it's been about 2 weeks ago I crossed 800, but I'm going up, but it doesn't ratchet. It doesn't go back at all. I get them one at a time, and maybe I might lose one, but I never go like from 700 down 20.
Well, I went from 694 to 688 today. And well, not all in one thing. I dropped to 694, 692, 690, 688.
You
Now,
know what?
coming in, it
can I
may come back
interrupt?
up again.
Lloyd, I apologize for over talking you. I do apologize. I do, mate. I've stopped it. I've stopped looking at the damn numbers. I've forgotten about it. You know what?
Yeah.
Because of the reason of the distraction from it. I've even taken it off my people viewing, knowing how many or how little or how many.
Right.
I just completely forgot about it because as a creator, as a person turning the camera on and looking at the camera and going for it, whether it be a vlog or lives like this or what video or whatever it is, right? Is to forget about that side of things and concentrate on being the creator that you are and presenting just that. And you could check in about a couple of months. That's when you want to look at the numbers. Look in a couple of months or once every 4 weeks or something, just for your own curiosity to see where that is. But if you completely let it go, watch it slowly climb because that's what's happening to me. It's slowly climbing, and I've forgotten about it. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
And
I've never
Get a
expected.
monthly email from YouTube that tells you, "Hey, this is what you did this month."
every
You
now
don't
and
get
again. Yes, you do. I do. Yeah,
I
you
don't
do.
even read them.
Yeah.
Well,
They come in
I'm
and they
not
give-
planning on monetizing. So that's the one thing. I don't care if I get to 1,000. I just like to get to 700 for a change. I've been in the 600s for months now, and I figure
just keep doing what
I-
you're doing, brother. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Because
And,
like you said, it clicked for you on Sunday, right? And you'll find
and
you keep doing that sort of thing, man.
Yeah.
It will be automatic. It will come.
And that's the thing. I haven't been really pushing myself this week, and I'm not going to because so like you said, Mitch, you asked, did I used to go into places? Yeah, I used to go into Pusha Studios and all those others that had all those numbers.
Yeah.
And I don't know. There's
Did you
only
just
one
say
other
Confucius Studio?
Pusa.
Pusha Studio. Nice
Okay.
people, really nice people.
however you say it. I didn't say. At least it said it with an A.
There's nothing wrong with it. I'll call it network.
Oh,
It depends on your motivation of what you want at the end, I guess, for your channel. What is it?
Not
What
only
is
wants to have fun. He wants to
I
have a
don't
good
want
time.
anything. I
Lloyd,
want to do what I'm doing and have fun.
we're old guys, Lloyd, and we have nothing that these young kids want. or are interested in, really, unless I get a young drone pilot, for example, that
Right,
yeah. But for the kind of general conversation that we have, when you get to our age, we're all quote grumpy. You become so cynical, and the crap that you see every day
exactly.
on,
And
you
this
just
crap
get so tired.
Jim has written something really good in the chat here. I agree with Jim Wallace, alias Mr. Gravity. Subs is a horrible metric. I'd rather have viewers than subscribers.
No doubt.
I make
Oh,
content to be watched.
Yeah.
There's people that have thousands and thousands of subscribers but no views. I don't get that. Like, what happened to all your subscribers? They have vacation. They die. They stop.
So many people got so many of these subscribers in these sub for sub environments where people don't even know who they're subbing. They never go. They never look. They never care. They just sub for sub for sub.
I go to one other. Well, I go to about 4 channels a week that I drop in on. I drop in here and try and catch you before Ken Heron show. I try to catch Spike on Saturdays unless I'm watching Art, because I co-host with Art on Sundays. I kind of like to know what he talked about on Saturday. So yeah, it kind of helps. And like I said, here. And I try to catch at least once a week or twice a week. I try to catch the video call-in show.
I like that guy.
Jim is
he good. And you know what? I look at him, and I only just recently come across through the community by finding him. What a fantastic example of a man who sits in front like a talking head, I guess, like a lot of us are in this environment anyway.
Yeah.
What a brilliant example of one lighting, right? I look at him and how he's lit himself up. Up. He's a fantastic example. For a second one is how he addresses his audience. Now, there are so many people, all right, and have even think about it right now. It's very hard in this special environment to take your eyes off of the screen, which are the people, right?
Yeah.
I can easily do this and start looking at you, Lloyd. I can look at Mitch. I can look at Conrad. But look at me looking at you, right? Not good.
Right.
That is what you want. That is what people want.
That's why I bring my pop-up. I asked Jim, one of the things you got to understand is he was a professional studio producer.
Who?
Jim from the video call-in show. He actually did this for years and still does, I think, to an extent, but he's always been in broadcasting. And he was a cameraman, he was a producer, all of that stuff.
Yep.
And so I asked him one day, because I was watching and I wrote up, I said, "Are you using a teleprompter?" And he goes, "Yeah, but not to read with." He says, "I've got my the guest shots, like what you're seeing right here." He says, "I've got it set up to where it comes out and my camera's behind it and it's showing me my monitor is broadcast up into that." He says, "So I look at the chat, I look at everybody, and I can see them all right here."
Yep.
And
that's a good idea. I never thought of that, Lloyd. That's just
unbelievable thing. And so I started moving my stuff around and trying to get it,
as close as you can to the camera.
Yeah. And that's why I'm going with that's why I went with the Stream Deck, was because I've got, one of the things about vMix in my main studio, I've got 51 inputs for my Monday night show. Now, some of those are just little things like that thing I did a little earlier that went across and said, subscribe at YouTube.
Vote for me.
I am out of focus. That's what I get for waving my hand in front.
Yeah, you look good.
Come on back. Come on, Jim.
What camera is that one, Lloyd?
Lloyd, you can do it, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Which camera is it, Lloyd?
It's the
9
Logitech Brio.
There we go.
Oh, the Brio. Yeah, good one.
Come on. Oh, that'll do it. Why won't your camera? What kind of camera is that?
It's a Logitech Brio, and
that's a good one.
Oh no!
Turns
no.
into a
I
flare.
used my hand too much and got it out of focus. There we go. All right, I'm back. Oh, there we go.
All righty.
There we go.
I like the way you pop in and out like that. That's pretty
Yeah.
magical. That's
Go
magic.
see.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I like about that video call-in show? That guy, he talks to young, old,
He
all
doesn't
kinds of
care.
people.
Talk to
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, very
I like
interesting. Very, very interesting guest.
He has musicians. He has
Yep.
some people that have got challenges,
Mhm.
Yep.
and he treats them all the same.
Children, everything. Yeah.
He's one of my he's the guy I like to be. I'm going to have him on my show one of these days because we've already talked about it. I've been on his a couple of times, and so he pops in, and so I'm going to have him on. He uses Zoom as well as vMix. He uses the same basic software setup that I'm using, and so I visit his show. I visit Mitch's show. I try to catch your show at least once, at least for a few minutes.
Yeah, good on you, mate.
And Art's show.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Well, yeah, art show, but
Mel.
and Mel show. Of course, I do art and Mel, so I kind of,
There's a lot of shows, man.
well,
really, when you think about it, though, and you said you pulled back a little bit, Lloyd, yeah?
Yeah.
Because I think that because I mean, really, the main one for you, I would consider, like myself, is your own show, and and making it as special as you can. Now, if you flog yourself, you put yourself out there, it can be sometimes a bit too much of a good thing, and hence it takes away the specialness or the exclusiveness of you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And I mean, let alone being quite buggered from it, and shit, I've got to live life, so to speak.
Well, Spike, your Saturday show now, you've done away with the 2-hour time limit. Is that
at the moment? Yeah, we've swapped the personal obligation with the phone that is the modem thing.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is that I like to support art, and he comes on at the same time as you. And if you're going to be on for hours and hours and hours, then we can spend some time with Art first, and then Australia.
Yeah.
See, I like Art's Sunday show, although I missed it twice, but his Sunday show is good too.
I keep missing it.
Yeah.
I like politics.
Lovely bloke, nice man. I guess when I did what I did was I think I actually talked to you, didn't I, Mitch? I put a few emails out there initially inquiring about what would be a good day, so to speak, to do something regular, and not knowing myself, and I thought, well, the majority of my demographic is America. 90% of my subscribers are American, right? So I thought, well, I'll do whatever I do to cater for that audience. Now I thought Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, what? So I go for the peak time, because also the age group as well, they're not really nightclubbers and things like that. So I thought, well, the peak. So basically I've chose a time, not considering what anybody else is doing, nothing at all. I just thought, I'm going to do my thing, and this is when I'm going to do it. Because as we know, there are every Tom, Dick, and Harry is having a bit of a go at it.
You think?
Well, they're having a bit of a go at it. I didn't say as to whether how good it was or not, but they're having a bit of a go.
Yikes!
Hey, I'm blurry now.
No. Present company excluded.
Man, look at the time. Holy mackerel! It's 3 minutes to 8. Already.
Oh my God!
That quickly.
Yeah. So at any rate, I'm gonna end this thing so that because our viewership is going to drop to nothing if I go 1 minute past 8. Unfortunately,
I think as a host, Mitch, you may want to quickly address your chat and
and that's what I want to do.
Good on you.
Ronnie Christen came in. I don't. Hello guys, what's up? Well,
G'day.
We're just finishing up here, Ronnie, but thanks for stopping by. And
come back next week,
Thursday at the same time, 6 o'clock Eastern Daylight. Let me say goodbye to everybody. Chris Hope, Mars, thanks for stopping by. Jim Wallace, it's always good to have you. Kenny Cardoza, thank you. Mike Getz, if you're still here, I know he said goodbye a little earlier. Spike, thanks so much, man. Always a pleasure.
Welcome, brother.
Gary, Chris, Cardosa, Jim. Well, I think I got everybody. Drone shots, Jody. Thank you. Thanks for coming by, man.
You
Appreciate
forgot
it.
me and Lloyd, Mitch.
I'll get to you. I'll get to you.
Who? Did you hear something, Mitch?
Carlos, thanks a lot, man. Always good to have you. You're always
I like coming on these things because it's fun.
Yeah.
Please never forget fun in your shows, guys.
No, and it's always
and Grumpy owes me a wrench, but I'm not going to remind him. I'm going to wait for him to do it.
And Lloyd, thank you, man. Thanks so much for coming. I really appreciate you.
You told me to remind you once, but I don't want to remind you. That's kind of late.
Yeah. Did I not give you one this week?
No, it's okay though. I don't lose sleep over it. I still love you, and I'll still watch it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
It's
So
just
Lloyd,
about fun.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming, man. Always an honor and a pleasure. And I'll look forward to Monday night. And
Yes.
try not to embarrass you too much.
Oh, we're going to have fun, man. That's what it's all about. We're just going to do our thing and have fun. Okay.
All right, guys. And Spiky.
Yes.
Thank you, man.
Oh, thank you very much. See you later, folks from Australia. We love the Lord. All the people that are in the land of upovers, g'day from down.
That's it. Okay. And with that, I'm going to get back to me and say goodnight to all the other guys and get my little music going here and do some professional show business. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming. This was a quick 2 hours, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. So thanks again to my guests tonight, Spike from Australia, and Carlos from up in the great Northeast, and Lloyd, the grumpy vlogger. Thanks again for coming in. I really appreciate it. And as I always say, take the rest of the day off. Go play with your drones and have a great night. And now I'm going to turn it over to Spank over here, and Spank can say goodnight. Okay, guys. Take care. Catch you in Ken Herron's chat room. Good night, everybody.